Last time we met in December. This summer, let's get together. BA, NetJets, wherever.
Good day, it's me, Si, doing SciCast 5, the 5th episode, that's right. The last one was a bit long, I get it. 26 minutes is a long lot of rambling. So, following some feedback, thank you, Rich, by the way, on all that. I'm going to try something a little bit different and bring it right down. So, it's sort of 5 to 10 minutes tops. So I'm going to keep a close eye on the timer on this to make sure it's not going to go on and on and on. I'm going to continue with YouTube as I was and convert that to audio for anyone who wants to subscribe that way. And at least 10 minutes is probably enough for anyone to listen to this for a whole sort of way too long. A couple of things that I've been getting into lately, Stranger Things too. Like the rest of the internet, it's just gone crazy. It's so clever. I love the way that the producers just tapped into that 80s, 90s generation of film and TV. You know, you've got links to like Aliens, to the Goonies, to all those sort of amazing sort of films from those eras. The characters are fantastic, the actors are brilliant. Little did I know that the star character 11, she's a British little actress. Just proving how good she is. From a reading perspective, actually, I've been reading a book about coaching for high-performance teams, recommended by one of the coaches in ASOS, and it's a really interesting book to get into the mentality of how do you get the best solution out of someone. So if someone comes to you with a situation or a problem, there's certain formats and methods you can use to kind of resolve that situation, but allow them to empower and own that a little bit. I think I'll talk about that properly on another episode of this, but again, brilliant book, and I'll put some credits in the show notes so anyone can pick that up if they want to. Today I really want to talk about effective teamwork. Being a new manager, let's say, for the last sort of, let's say 8 months, 10 to 12 months really. I've been very lucky to kind of be surrounded by some amazing managers, coaches, leaders, whatever you want to call us. I prefer the phrase leader. I find manager, it's a little bit kind of controlling. So yeah, it's not something I like to throw around. I prefer the coach leadership sort of mentality. But I guess, again, like I say, I've been very lucky to be surrounded by some really amazing, clever, well-trained people in this space. So I'm trying to take little bits from around ASOS in particular, but around the industry as well, just to see what really works. And I'm going to give you like sort of 5 or 6 sort of tricks that I've learned over the last couple of months, what I think works. I'd love to be questioned and challenged on this. So yeah, let's go through this. Number 1, trusting the team to deliver. It's very easy to sort of take ownership and make sure people are doing stuff. When you start telling people what to do, you instantly lose that link and trust from the team. They think, what do you know? You're not a developer. I've been in situations in the last couple of weeks actually where we've had incidents in production. I've not been available. I've been actually off-site on some training or something. I knew with just one little email that I could leave the team to sort this out, and they did, and they resolved it straight away. I didn't even need to prompt them, quite frankly. They were already investigating. It's just the communications weren't there yet. So I was really keen to sort of make this I think this is probably the fundamental problem to any sort of management is you need to have trust in your team, in your direct reports, whatever you want to call us. And by doing that, it gives them a lot more empowerment, something they can actually do really easily. Well, I say easily, but I can leave them and know that they're doing the right thing. And this is something that you need to build up over time as well. You can't just have an instant trust relationship. This is something where you nurture it over time. You give them opportunities to sort of own problems. And this goes back to the coaching metaphor I mentioned earlier. So yeah, I highly recommend that you instill some trust in the people you're working with. Number 2, morale. It's very easy to be in a situation where a lot of things are going wrong. You might have changed direction, you might have a lot of external influences that will affect team morale. But there's always an opportunity to try and boost morale around the team. We've had situations, like I say, we've had a lot of issues lately. We've had massive project deliveries, trying to make sure people are working to the best of their ability, focused on what's the right thing to do as well. So you need to communicate this. Focus on the positives, on the small wins, on the little wins. The big wins, amazing obviously, but even the little things, like, okay, we've got that story done. Good work, guys. Let's just keep our eye on the ball about what we're trying to get out here at the end. Try and get some satisfaction out of this as well, and focus on that greater good of why we're trying to deliver these key features at the moment. Number 3 is the little tricks of effective team management. I like to introduce a bit of banter into the team dynamics, a bit of fun, a bit of jokes, finding common threads. One thing I've done recently, we were chatting about comedy, British TV and stuff, and realised that everyone's a big fan of Blackadder. A couple of guys with exceptions, people from across Europe. So we had given them an opportunity to learn. They said, here's the first episode on YouTube, catch up on that and see how you get on. And then what we did, we went, actually, there's a little bit of a correlation in the team to Blackadder characters here. Let's go around the team and see who's who. And we just put it on the post-its, on a whiteboard, and just had a bit of fun about that, Little things as well. I mean, the classic trick of any ADM or Agile coach or whatever you want to call us, we like to bring sweets and treats to our events. And we have like a snack box in the team area. It's a crate full of treats, of biscuits, of peanuts, sweets, whatever, fruit. And these little things just help keep that culture going, keep it a nice friendly atmosphere that people can enjoy. When you're at work for 8 hours a day, you want to enjoy that space. Another thing we've done recently, we had a team photo. A new starter came in probably about 2 months ago, and part of her onboarding, her wider community said, can you take a photo of something that sort of highlights your time so far? And she instantly thought, I need a photo with my guys. It was great. We were like, yeah, go on then, let's just catch us off guard at stand up, we'll do it there and then. Print it out, put it on the board, all that sort of stuff. And again, it just brings that sort of human nature to what we're doing. And another little thing I've done lately, for anyone who is a bit of a doodler, create little illustrations of each other. Say, right, okay, you've got to draw, you put your names in a hat, pick one out, you've got to draw that person on a post-it, and we can use that on our board as well. And it just adds a little bit of human element, a bit of fun to it as well, because illustrations are generally pretty crap. But I highly recommend it. It's just a nice opportunity to try and get people working together. Number 4, boy band. So a couple of years back, well, probably about a year or so ago, I started doing some personal training. We've got this luxury at work where we actually have the opportunity to do some training. We have classes as well, sort of exercise classes. And I started introducing some friends to the team, to the session as well. And what we started to do is kind of make it a bit of a team event. So every Thursday afternoon, we'll go down and do some personal training together. Now, I mean, we're very lucky that we can do this, but it's a great opportunity to sort of think about your well-being, get a bit of fitness into your life, a bit of teamwork, which is not necessarily code or whatever you're doing in your team day, in your working day. And you can just get a basketball, go and shoot some hoops, take a football out, rounders, frisbee, whatever. Just have a bit of exercise, a bit of team building away from the office. Find a space and enjoy. It's a great way to just get to know each other a bit more, know each other's limits and skills. Number 5, effective one-to-ones. Making them really effective one-to-ones. So what I do every fortnight, I catch up, have half an hour with each person on the team. There is a very loose agenda to keep an eye on objectives, and that's something I've picked up over the years, is that objectives get neglected until the end of the year or the start of the year. We've introduced mid-year reviews now, but I like to keep it on the agenda for every time we catch up. Like, have we managed to tick anything off your boxes? There's all these things that need doing. Can we get the ball rolling on any of these things? How are you getting on with that? Do you need any help with that? Can I help you with that? Do we need to reach out to get any help from the people that you might know as well? All these sort of things make it help to keep a focus on what we're trying to do in the day-to-day job and get back and keep that momentum going. I'll make sure that the onus is on them, not me asking them to do things, more sort of what are you getting on with at the moment? What would you like to focus on? And then I might give them a few prompts, like make a suggestion, or can I ask you to look into something like this? I like to take it off me and more on them. Again, it's going back to the coaching mentality, and I think it definitely makes a difference when you give that empowerment to the person that you're talking with, to make them feel like they own that situation. I'm going to try and make it very informal, rather than having a meeting room or sitting in a really formal space. It's like, let's go and grab a drink, let's go and get a coffee. Do you want an alcoholic beverage or soft drink? Go off site, maybe go to a coffee shop or something. And again, it just lowers those boundaries. So, you know, it's a good opportunity to get to know people a bit better. So that's pretty much my time limit on this today. 5 actions to take away, I guess. So as I say, it's trusting the team, getting the morale up, little tricks, bit of healthy stuff, and then effective one-to-ones. Let me know what you think of this new format, and get in touch, obviously. I'm going to try and keep it to this 10-minute sort of limit. And make sure you get in contact and give me a shout what you think works and what you'd like to see as well. Give me some topics to talk about, obviously, as well. Signing off.
And the bass goes.